Here we go. Game number 4 then, between Tyrant Legends and Tyrant Warlords for the War is Coming Grand Final. This, of course, is round number 2, and this is game number 4 with the score being 2-1. 2-1. That's all. I was going to say 3-1, but no, it's 2-1 to the Tyrant Legends at the moment. They did win that first round. They are so far winning the second round, but who knows which way the games may go from here on out. Fourth game going to be here on Nomad. That's going to be the location for this one, and Nomad is a more favorite map for me than Land Nomad, that's for sure, simply because of that water element. I think that does add a nice little touch, and well, because there is a little bit of more of a chance of dodgy starting locations, which can always make things very interesting. Unfortunately, what is probably going to be quite uninteresting is Cab over here, who is probably playing as the Vikings in the blue. Indeed, he is. And the standard Cab strat, the standard Warlords, standard Legends strat, which is to most likely send out a sling to one of the other players, and well, we'll see who those players are right now. So obviously we've seen Cab already. He's down here on the southeast in the blue. He's playing as the Vikings. His job is going to be to probably go for the water and to sling as well, walling himself in and making sure that the water is nice and clear for his teammates to fish. At the very south of the map in the green, we've got the Viper. He's playing as the Persians there, and their teammate in the yellow up to the north is Doubt, playing as the Mayans. So we've pretty much got the very familiar setup: the Persians, the Vikings, and the Mayans. The Mayans, of course, featuring in nearly every single game we've seen so far. And of course, we've also got Badgiofra on the other team. So I imagine we've got another Mayan player there as well. But Doubt here, as the Mayans, of course, probably going to be receiving some sling a little later on. The Viper, of course, is the Persians, looking to get that map control in the early Castle Age and throughout the Castle Age with knights and camels. That versatility, the opportunity to switch into camels if your opponent gets too many knights out on the map. And you know, that's actually a really good point. Something you hear me complain about a lot, because I like to complain. Who doesn't like to complain? We like it. But one thing I complain about a lot is the inefficiency of fire ships, right? Fire ships are supposed to be a counter to galleys, but they don't work as a counter to galleys. Now, you see the Viper here playing as the Persians. You think, okay, so the Persians are great because they have both the camels and the knights in the Castle Age. So let's say, for instance, you're making knights, and suddenly your opponent gets ahead, and you can then switch to camels. Camels counter knights, and then because you've got those camels out, you can start to turn things around. Now, let's just say, instead of making knights, you are making galleys. Well, what's supposed to happen is, you're making galleys, your opponent gets ahead, you're supposed to be able to switch into fire ships, the same way you're supposed to switch into camels. But you can't do that. And that, for me, is why water is broken, and why fire ships need that well-deserved buff that they get in the Forgotten Empires. It makes so much sense. But people in the AOC community, well, by people I mean top players and like just dinosaurs of the AOC community, they don't want to accept that change. They don't want to have that change because they love their galley wars too much. But that, for me, would certainly make things a lot more interesting, and it would certainly make a lot more sense looking at it from a purely balanced perspective. So, yeah, I mean, there's that. There's that. We've also then got on the other team the Tyrant Warlords. Up to the north of the map for the Warlords, we've got a Fire, and he's playing in the red as the Vikings. Of course, that Viking pick making an appearance. Thank you very much, Ivan909, who just subscribed and became a Wololo Warlord. Thank you very much for your subscription, and your support is much appreciated. And as usual, we have a best new subscriber, EU. Hell yeah. So thank you very much, man. Much appreciated. So we got Fire here in the north as the Vikings. Expected for him or someone on their team to be the Vikings. Fire is like the Cab of the Warlords. His job is to sling and nothing else. And to take water, of course, on maps like this. On the other side of the map, just to the south of him, in the orange, we've got Badgiofra. £100 says he's playing as the Mayans. Oh, he is. Oh, I'm not surprised. But yeah, he's over there on the right side of the map. And last but certainly not least, over on the left south side of the map, the southwest, we've got Riot in the grey playing as the Persians here. So we've got exactly mirror civs, and these civs are pretty common civs to see on this map. Now, you know, I like the fact that there is the water and the land to balance. Now, typically speaking, the Persian players are going to want to fast castle. The Mayan players probably going to want to fast castle. Due to the fact that you start with no TC and you have to build up, it only makes sense that fast castling comes into play, because you are forced to the feudal age with much less villagers, oh sorry, much more villagers than you would normally have. So fast castling naturally leads on from that. For the Mayans and the Persians, that's great, because they really come into their own in the castle age. For the Vikings, their job is to just go for the water in the feudal age, wall up, and then sling from that point onwards. So Iceberg's just turned up in the chat. Iceberg, please don't ruin the results for people. I'm just putting out a little warning out there. We don't like spoilers. Spoilers are not good. You know, people like to watch the stream, and they may not have seen the games already. So to spoil it, it's not good for them. They would rather not have the results spoiled. So I'm just making sure you understand that. In the center of the map, Bagiofro then got his fishing ships out in the middle. This is a decent lake, actually. Now, there's not always a decent lake in the middle of Nomad. This is pretty small as things go. Generally in 4v4 it's larger. Sometimes in 4v4 it's even connected to the outside. But in the center here, Bagiofro with the private lake. It's pretty much private. No one else has docked it so far. And that means that he's going to be basically free from the perils of being on the water. There's going to be no cabbish galleys coming at him, which is a good thing, of course. He's going to be able to get a nice fish boom there. And that's going to be very important for the Mayan player. So that's actually good for Cab. That's good for Cab. In the north, the dock locations, well, we got Doubt and Fire right next to each other. We've also got Riot up here. So Doubt's kind of 2v1, again, sandwiched between Riot and Fire. And if these guys decide to add 1 or 2 galleys, which of course they will, because Fire's playing as the Vikings here, these guys do add that. These guys will take out a couple of Doubt's ships. If you look at Cab's dock position, he's really quite far away. If he puts his second dock over here, he's even further away. So for Cab, he's got a long way to go to get to Doubt. And as we've seen already, the Warlords are actually a better water team from the games we've seen. The one victory they got in the last set was on a water map. They did really well, and I think similar here. We could probably see the Tyrant Warlords doing really well on the water. So there's certainly that to watch out for. Other than that, it's going to be very much about the land here. Feudal Age incoming for a lot of players already. Riot at the moment, 34 population, but still not up to Feudal. A little bit late taking that second ball there. In fact, very late taking that second ball there. I don't know what Riot's doing. He played really well. He played really well in that deathmatch, but on the random map games, I feel like Riot's really dropped the ball these last few days, or games. He's not been up there as well as I thought. I mean, this boar is so late coming in. He's only just clicked feudal on 38 villagers. Everybody else is up. They're nearly feudal. In fact, Fire's already there. And of course, that's a good thing for him. Quickly getting those galleys out. And look at that. Doubt's like gone. It's like, oh, you're feudal now. See you later. I'm not sharing ships with you anymore, fish with you anymore. I'm off. He's going to go and get himself to the protection of Cab's ships down in the south. So he's going away. And that means he's not going to have any food income on the water for a while, which is a shame. But he also knows that on the land, he's not going to have too much trouble from Fire, because there's no way Fire's going to be launching a land attack at him, which is, you know, that's a good thing for Doubt. Doubt's taking some stone already. He's going to have that castle up once he gets to the castle age nice and early. And, yeah, I think for Doubt, it was wise to run away. That was a wise thing to do. A wise man say, Doubt run away. And indeed he did. So Fire's now making some galleys, but he's got nothing to kill, so we'll come down to the left side anyway, where he'll probably meet some of Riot's ships, which is of course his ally, and he will come down and fight Cab as well. He needs to get down there quickly, but Cab's quite slow to the feudal age in comparison. Castle Age already coming in for the Viper though, Castle Age coming in for Bagiofro, and those guys are really quite quick. Viper's been on form today. He is definitely been very fast up to the Castle Age in all situations so far. One downside, I guess, is his gold location. Look at that, it's miles away from his town centre. He's going to want to put up a TC over here somewhere at some point. But initially, his focus is very much going to be on getting those knights out and either heading straight to Riot or looking for a way in towards Fire, for instance. Doubt, surprisingly, actually launching an attack onto Fire here. Fire, of course, we know on the water at the moment, potentially going to be doing some sling, but there's no market for him just yet. And look at that walling from Fire right now. He is walling like a madman, trying to wall everything. But Doubt's tower rushing him up, and that's unexpected. I did not expect to see tower rushes from Doubt, but at the same time, he's doing some damage, and if we have a look at the gold location for Fire, where is it? It's not anywhere near. The gold for Fire is all the way down here. Fortunately, it's safe with Bagiofro for now. Bagiofro bringing up a tower to keep them safe, but Fire at the moment is going to feel the heat very soon as Doubt sends those villagers forwards and starts towering it up. This is obviously coming at a cost, the cost of a later castle time, but as Viper is already up, we're going to start seeing knights coming out very fast to either support him. I've got a feeling that Viper is going to go to Riot first, and you can see actually if we look at this stable, the gather point is set to here, but he's going to see Riot's really defensive. He's going to see Riot buying time. Riot's halfway up to castle now, very slow in comparison. But I think it would make sense for Viper to come up here. Because Fire is really open. These guys are very, very, very undefended. And, well, up in the north anyway. And he could come up, kill a few villagers, cause some real troubles for Fire on the water. So we've also got Doubt adding in some ships here. Cab added in a few. Doubt's adding in 1 or 2 galleys as well to keep his ships nice and safe. Riot seems to have lost most of his fishing, which is a shame. Riot would really, really benefit from fishing. Saying that, actually, my bad. Riot has got that dock up at the top, of course, so he has got a lot of fish, in fact. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Two stables coming up from him, and plenty of food and gold already. So he's ready to start pumping out some knights and camels very soon. Viper, meanwhile, siege and monks like it. That's always a favoured build of mine. It's one of the more interesting build orders you can do. Monks and siege. Gets very interesting very fast. Bagiofro, however, going to have his castle up very soon, I believe. Don't see it just yet, but Bagiofro shouldn't be waiting around long for that castle. There it is, nearly at 650 stone. And he's probably going to be tempted to drop that on Cab here. Cab's still feudal, of course. And for now, Cab just getting up a market. He can nearly go up to castle. And I think he will go up to castle before attempting any sling, just so that they can control the water a little more. But Bagiofro, nice move, bringing out a fire ship at the top here to chase down a couple of galleys and do some damage on the water to Cab's ships over here. These guys now split and bringing their units in from all sides. We got, who's that, Riot as well on the water with a couple of fires. Fires are great for bringing down fishing ships, actually. And they are good at dealing with galleys in small numbers. It's just once those galleys get upgraded to war galley and they're massed, that's the point where it's very difficult for fires to work. So, yeah, there's that castle drop on the wall of Cab there. And I actually think Warlords looking okay at the moment, to be honest. It could be a lot worse. But that could all be about to change very soon. They're doing okay, but they're not doing amazing. What's kind of good at the moment is Viper's push coming in here. I want to know what Riot has inside of these stables. He's got 3 camels, and that is nowhere near enough for what he needs to defend. And that is a concern for me. At the moment, we're going to see these camels dropping out, and Viper's got the monks on standby to get the conversions. Doesn't look like he will succeed. Oh, will he? They're going back. There's 1 conversion, 2 conversions, and Riot may as well have just deleted those camels instead of running back there. because now he's just given his enemy an advantage, and there's a hole. There is always a hole. Viper here does not have bloodlines. He doesn't really have much defense on these knights, but he is looking pretty good with this push at the moment. On the water, Cab's doing okay for now. He's having to deal with a few fire ships from Riot, of course, and now he's going to get some of these Viper fishing ships if he can. If you can get a couple of those down, that'd certainly be good. It would certainly throw a spanner in the works for Viper's night production, but to be honest with you, right now, Viper's looking very, very good as he starts hitting this TC, and Riot's got about 15 idle villagers in there as well, which is costly. So I take that back about what I said. There's me saying the Warlords aren't looking too bad. Cab, so in love with the sling that he feels the need to build a second market just to make sure those resources go through. No, I think Cab's actually only got one market at the moment. He did have a market. I don't know where it's gone. Oh yeah, he has got a market. It's down here. So that is his second market. He is building another one. Unfortunately not going to go up, but he did that so that he could protect his base for the time being, that's for sure. Meanwhile, this is kind of interesting. Fire getting walled in by Doubt up here. Doubt is just going up to the castle age now. He's in no rush. He's taking his sweet time. Going up to the castle age very late, but walling Fire into his corner of the map because he can. He's got all the time in the world because he knows that Fire's not going to be coming out anytime soon. Not coming out of the woodwork. Looks like Cab's got the upper hand on the water as well. Meanwhile, Viper is running out of steam a little bit here in Riot space. Riot's got his third TC up, and he's bringing out those mangonels to defend with. So far, managing to stop Viper's siege getting through and taking down his TC. But Riot is certainly not taking map control. He's certainly not, you know, getting super aggressive on the land here. He is just playing a pure defensive game. The main difference, I suppose, is that he has really rushed to get that second and third TC up. He's sitting on 3 TCs now, whereas Viper is only just getting his second TC up after, of course, building that monastery and siege workshop, which so far hasn't done huge damage. In fact, Riot does have the score lead over the Viper at the moment, so he's not in a terrible position. He's just not got map control, and that is probably going to be a problem later on. I guess we'll wait and see. Bad Jofra now coming in. This is good. Bringing in some plumed archers, of course. And his second castle going up. But this is going up right outside of Doubt space. Now, I want to find out if Bad Jofra is being slung. He must have been slung. He's in the Imperial Age. I didn't even notice that. You don't even look for the Imperial Age before like 25 minutes. But there you go. Doubt just getting castle. And Bad Jofra now putting up a castle outside of his base as he's in the Imperial Age. How the tables have turned since yesterday when it was Doubt doing the exact same thing that Bad Jofra is doing now. So I want to go ahead and say that Fire's sending probably a little bit of Slinger back. Yeah, there we go. He's sending food, gold, and wood. Of course, that is impacting his ability to fight on the water, but he seems to be doing just fine anyway. Obviously, Cab here going to come in and kill a few boats, but at this point, that water control is really not going to be too important anymore because, well, they've already got Bad Jofra to the Imperial Age, and he is already going to be bringing down Doubt's TC very soon. I'm surprised he's not bringing out a Treb faster. He's got one out on the right side, starting to hit Cab, but I'm surprised he's not put out a Treb here even to prevent this TC from standing much longer. Either way, he's doing good damage, and he's just going to continue castling this up, preventing Doubt from taking gold, preventing Doubt from even taking food, and Doubt's running away, being chased down by these plumed archers, and this, at this point in time, looks like it could be a win for the Warlords at the moment. Viper, unable to do enough damage to Riot on the left side. Riot's still sitting in the score lead there against him. Fire here, looking to take out some more fishing ships. It seems like both teams losing their fishing ships here at the moment. So if neither team has the fishing ships, neither team has the water advantage. Because that's what it really comes down to. who can fish. It's not really about winning the water so you can just say, "Yay, I'm the king of the water." It's more about winning the water so you can make fishing ships and make something of that. But once this castle goes up, no more gold for Doubt. There's no castles here for Doubt, and whilst he's built this massive wall for some reason, walling fire into the corner of the map, it really hasn't achieved much at all, and now he's going to run away. That's going to be a lot of dead villagers, and of course Badgiofro is going to see that coming, and he is going to head them off with his plumed archers down here on that left side. So bye-bye, Doubt. Doubt's sitting on, what's that, 30 population right now. Certainly not a good number of units to be sat on, and Badgiofro is just going to be bringing out his Treb, starting to take a lot of map control very quickly. He's coming in on the right side as well, taking down Cab, but by the looks of things, Cab's already lost a few walls, and he's building another. See if there's a hole here, or if Badgiofro needs to build a transport ship. If he builds a transport in the middle, he could go around these walls very easily and start hitting these villagers. Well, I don't see why he wouldn't build a transport ship in this situation. He is deploying his Trebs though, I guess, so it's not going to be long before he gets those walls down. But that's not going to matter, because the Legends have called GG. And I think the Legends there are getting a little bit of a taste of their own medicine from that 4v4 series. The Viking player, Fire, slinging the Mayan player. I think we're starting to notice a little bit of a trend here. And the reason that that trend exists is because that strategy works. And as evidenced by Badgiofro there, able to attack on two fronts, taking down Doubt very quickly. To be honest with you, I don't know why Doubt did what he did. I can understand the the lure of attacking the Viking player who's so weak and exposed in the feudal age, but at the same time, he put it all on the line for that. And this wall here, it did so little. It was so pointless. Just yeah, he did a little bit. He did a little bit. He stopped fire taking some stone, and he might have stopped fire escaping his base if he attacked him, but he never got that opportunity because Badgiofro was all over him. So there you go, GG. And at the end of that game, down to 16 pop. Certainly not too good for him. Well, there you have it, game number 4, and believe it or not,